Necromunda First Shot.
Welcome to Necromunda First Shot 20. Tonight we're going to talk about the Outcast gangs.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what they're called? Just Outcast gang?
Yeah. Underhive Outcasts.
Underhive Outcasts gang. So this is from the Book of Outcasts. There's a lot of stuff in the Book of Outcasts. They did a whole nother trading post. And then the other thing that's in Book of Outcasts is the big section on psychic powers, which is like a total revelation if you're some kind of person who likes going full witchy poo. That is like an amazing. It's worth it just for the book, just for that psychic shit, because it's like how many decks? Like 8 whole psychic disciplines.
Disciplines at least,
like
yeah.
six powers in each one, and like a special power that you get if you only take your powers from one tree as well. So it's fucking amazing. Really made psychers like actually worth their points, I think. Before it was just kind of like I used to play like a chaos gang for a bunch of seasons, and the witch was always just the biggest pile of shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, he was fucking all the spells, you could never really do anything. If you got like scouring or something, but you'd have to get right up in people's shit to actually employ it. You never got to do anything. My dude always just ended up having grenades, just throwing bombs and shit.
I think the best spell that cultists had was Hand Flamer. Was pretty good.
Yeah, scouring. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, I mean like just a Hand Flamer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you could give the guy a hand.
Because that was just more effective than.
Yeah. I think there was like warp strength. There was some warp strength shenanigans I figured out in one season where it gave you +2 strength, and it just changed your strength, and then you could throw grenades extra far. I think I did that with breaching charges. But that was the most like OP thing I could come up with, and that had a super restricted, discipline of only 3 or 4 spells you could choose from. Whereas the full psychic thing is fucking amazing. The other thing that Book of Outcasts also has is the build your own towns campaign. Now we played that and we were just kind of like we want more. Like there was something just not super satisfying about it. Like you could spend all your shit stripping shit down and you did all this and that. But you could I don't know. It didn't seem to have as much of an impact on the games as I felt it should have.
Yeah.
So you had
there was a lot of extra bookkeeping that went into like figuring out what your town was going to be, and then
I didn't feel like there was there were no
extra dormitories and 3 or 4 extra minarets. But what the fuck? It just gives you it give you more scrap, and you're like, okay, cool, and then I'll use that scrap to build another thing that gives you even more. Scrap or some shit. Some of the things like you could buy abysses and stuff like that was cool, but we never really. I don't think we really got to that. Maybe we should we might need to revisit that, but force people to have to build terrain for it or something like that.
Well, that's what, I bought the walls for my town. That was pretty cool. But then after I got that, no one raided me, so it didn't.
Oh, we had one raid. There was at least one raid because I remember Randy and I. Raiding your orc when you play. Was that the one you played with orcs? Yeah, because you had the Squigatorium and shit. Yeah. There was definitely one time where we raided you because I remember just raining plasma cannon shots on your on your dudes on the walls.
Okay. Then I guess it was good.
Yeah. Maybe we need to make people. I don't know. There's something. I think it just needs more. Like maybe it needs an adaptation. Maybe what it needs is a how the Dominion campaign has all those alternate campaigns. Maybe that Outcast, is that what it's called? The Outcast campaign? Maybe.
I think it's. I don't know. I'll look it up.
Actually, do you know what? Maybe the classic campaign.
Outlander campaign.
Yeah, Outlander campaign. So you remember the classic campaign, alternate Dominion campaign, alternate version thing, where it was to make it more like the 90s thing. So you didn't have cards, you were restricted on weapons and shit. That plus the Outlanders campaign maybe could be cool, like crossing those over, so you can only have a certain number of heavy weapons and shit, but you've also so there's not really that much like cool shit you can do there. But on the other side, you've got all this, you're doing scrapping and shit like that, and then building shanties and a small town. That could be good, as like a combined thing to add just another, because it doesn't really add extra fucking shit. It doesn't make it like one gang like super fucking powerful. But
yeah, I think if we added more stuff on top of it, where like building certain buildings let you be, I don't know, get certain weapons better or be a good trader at something, that might work better. Like they did have rewards, but I don't know, because there were sort of like obvious ones that everyone wanted to get. And then some that were just like, no, why would I want that? It's dumb.
I think what they could do as well, imagine this, if they just put a credit price on every single one of those shanties. So then you can just, instead of doing all the scrapping bullshit, because you got to play those special missions that give you the scrap. So you're sort of restricted to that campaign. But if you could just buy all of that shit for creds, and then you crossed over, you had vehicles as well, so you could have like a, you know, like a prestige fucking vehicle shed.
Ooh, yeah,
repair shed.
Like a vehicle workshop.
Yeah, you could have like a Mac Boy workshop with a SH or whatever, spelled awkwardly somehow. That'd be kind of cool. Crossing all of those over, sort of reducing the power level. But yeah. Maybe you want to reduce the amount of special things like stimmers and nocticles and shit that people can take as well.
Well, yeah, just have the buildings unlock some stuff like that, rather than just like it's extra stuff that you can take or leave.
Oh, true, yeah.
Yeah, so you got to have like a stimmer rack or a to have per stimmer or
yeah, like one of those base building real-time strategy games where you got to build the stimmer shed before you can recruit stimmers.
You have to build the ogre mound.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, yeah. So that's good, but that's something that we haven't really that's not something everyone was sort of dying to play more of. I don't know. Maybe we'll revisit that at some point. You know, like the ultimate. You could make like the ultimate fucking super complex campaign by adding the vehicles in, adding in the building shit thing. If someone just put like credit prices for all of those items, and or also made scrap and what was it? Scrap, power, and something else. Something else.
Food or something of some kind.
Yeah, maybe it was food.
Sustenance.
Yeah, sustenance. Maybe if you put a scrap and power cost on all the vehicles from the Ash Waste campaign, so you could build vehicles from scrap and power. Boom, bridging campaign. Boom, someone needs to do that. Smash it out. All right, okay. So yeah, Outlander's book has some really good stuff. And so I mean, it's not just like we're just going to cover the list tonight, but it's definitely worth like shouting out the rest of the book because when it came out, and definitely still, I think it's like extremely relevant, especially with psycho-wise.
Yeah, and now we're going to see a few, probably more psychers now that the psycho rules have changed slightly.
To make them even better, yeah, even slightly better.
Never so slightly.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm just going to quickly check the contents, make sure I haven't missed it. Is there anything else that you guys like that we can think of that we should have yelled out?
I mean, there's a bunch of extra dramatis personae in there. There's also the Underhive trader hanger-on.
Oh, true, yeah. Well, let's cover that guy. Let's cover that guy now, just because like he's a big deal, and it's literally one of the few things that we haven't covered in other places.
Yep.
So, Underhive traders, you can have up to 3, and they're 50 creds each, available to any gang. They're just like pretty shitlord stats. However, they have like a special, a whole bunch of cool special rules. So, they have the finest merchandise. So this guy can do the a trade action during the post-battle sequence, just as if they were a leader. So they get like 2 points on normal trading, or in the what's that other thing called? The classic
the old black
campaign.
market back in the day.
Well, classic campaign, he'd get to roll 2 times, right?
Is that how it works?
I'm pretty sure, or maybe you can only do it once. Or whatever. He gets to do an extra one, and you can have up to 3 of these guys. So if you're into like buying shit, these dudes are fucking rad. Oh, I guess the classic campaign doesn't have hangers on. Oh, boom. Okay, there goes that.
There you go.
Okay, so but in a normal campaign, I think these guys are pretty good. I think Leedham's run these before. Now,
yeah, I've actually one of the things you can do with the Outcast gangs, you can use a Dramatis Personae or other character as your main gang leader.
Any model, yeah.
So I played an Underhive trader. One of them is connected trader, and one of his abilities is that he can allow a gang to trade with between players. So I made him my main character, my main leader, and then I would arrange deals between the different players, and set things up and like buy items and then sell on the players for profit and stuff like that. And it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's always been your favorite thing anyway, Leedham. Before we had this, I remember you broke one of the campaigns just selling everyone night from your Escher gang.
It's true.
So it's good that I like that they've added this, so that then this is like an official way to allow that sort of stuff to happen. As long as you got a connected trader as your middleman, that's all legit.
Yeah. So there's 4 different sub types that they have. There's a Relic Monger, Beast Wrangler, Gunsmith, and the Connected Trader. So the Connected Trader is what Leedham said. So you have to assume then that you would be playing a campaign where you can't just trade with each other. Like most campaigns, we just because old school style, you're allowed to. And sometimes you just want to trade, just give people shit because they're fighting against someone that's smashed you in a previous game, or like you just want to like get revenge against someone, so you just give whoever there's playing against like an extra 50 creds or 40 creds or something, and go, here, hire some extra dudes, buy an extra plasma pistol or some shit. But yeah, so the connected trader, that's cool. If you imagine a campaign where no one is allowed to trade with each other, they have to come to you. Especially, man, like that would make this really like. So although you can't take a hanger on, if you did run a connected trader as your leader in a classic campaign, you could get him in there. And then you really would be the only guy, and that would be, and you could buy, and then you could sell and buy all of the the weapons that people might not want to buy. You just have to, you have to be the broker at the end of each mission though, who gets out the table and goes, okay, roll, and then go, just remember, and then write all the weapons down and be like, hey, do you want to trade this? All right.
Yeah, you got to run it like an auction house.
Yeah, because somebody might roll close combo open, right? And someone might be after, but they might be after a heavy weapon. So,
yep.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So, the other ones. So the Gunsmith, Gunsmith has a Gunsmith can upgrade one ranged weapon purchased from the trading post or black market to have their mastercrafted rule at no extra cost. Each Gunsmith can do this once per post-battle sequence. So you pay 50 creds, and after probably the second one, right? Mastercrafting bolt guns or all your best weapons, starting with your best weapon and going down. He's going to pay for himself pretty fast, so Gunsmith, definitely good. Beast Wrangler, the start of each campaign week, add +1 XP to each exotic beast. Definitely worth taking if you're say a Caldor player with Sheenbirds and rats and things, or a Isha player. This is Isha territory. Like a whole
and
bunch
that's even
of cats
more attractive now that exotic beasts are better.
Yeah, true. Yeah, as we said on the last episode, as we talked about. And then Relic Monger. No, I've had this guy. It's pretty interesting. So the Relic Monger has a whole bunch of trinkets, so very occasionally they do something. Once per battle, when a fighter with blessed tokens is seriously injured or taken out of action, roll a d6. On a roll of a 6, the fighter can ignore the result. So basically, everyone in the gang gets, basically you just roll a 6+ save against like an out of action roll. So it's pretty interesting. It's pretty cool. I think it's one of those things you've got to fucking like write on your tattoo in your hand, or write on your hand, or write on a post-it note and stick to the back of your hand or some shit, or stick it to your character sheet or whatever. Because holy fuck, I would always forget it. But Sooner or later, that's going to pay off, I guess. 50 creds? Is it worth 50 creds?
Well, if you keep getting attacked, yeah.
Yeah, if you keep taking hits, it's true. Pretty cool. And then they all have different skills, just in case they're ever on the table. So the Relic-monger has Fearsome, Beast Wrangler has Overseer, a Gunsmith has Marksman. Okay. You'd think he would have got the guns. Munition, yeah. Well, and a Connected Trader has the Savvy Trader skill. What does Savvy Trader do, Leedham? Does that allow you to roll twice and choose or something? Or no, wait, hold on, that doesn't make sense.
I think it gives you a price discount. If I remember correctly, it might have changed.
Yeah, is it the one where you take D3 times 10 creds after the minimum of 10 creds or something?
It's pretty good.
Sounds right.
On top of the other benefits you get for the trader, it's nice, and you get a nice little weapon or something else as well. I think the Savvy Trader gets the Connected Trader gets a Mastercrafted lasgun, I think.
Yeah, Mastercrafted lasgun, Gunsmith, with a bolt pistol, stub pistol, and shotgun. Whoa.
It's very good.
Beast Wrangler is armed with a las pistol, and Relic-monger is armed with a club. But he's got Fearsome, so that's pretty cool.
He does have Fearsome. Watch out, I'll hit you with my club.
I'll hit you with my relic. Do you think it's like a relic bone? Like, fucking, this is a Space Marine style bone.
Yeah. I think that's how you need to model it for sure.
Yeah. All right, so okay. Well, let's talk about the Outcast gang then. So overall, like if you were to summarize it, we're gonna talk about it a bit more. It's not like on the surface. I don't think that they're as powerful as the house gangs. They don't have as much crazy shit. Like they don't have like a whole host of fucking exotic weapons. For example, Goliath get all those different hacking blades and axes and pulverizers and different kinds of cleaver and nail guns and whole ton of other
you can get access to them.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay, that's true. But on the surface, the base gang is very like two-dimensional, like very 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 small. Like you've got a leader who you can upgrade, just a basic champion who's very basic, and then basic guys. Obviously, after that it becomes very Sandbox.
Mm-hmm.
But
so you start off. You've got your you can pick your kind of leader. So really, it's a lot like in movies you've got like the bad guy boss, and he's got like the endless tide of like gang members or thugs or whatever.
Yeah,
it kind of works like that. So there's a lot of character in your gang leader. You can pick an archetype for them, so it could be like a gunfighter or a mastermind or a psyker or something like that. And it's very sandboxy. You get a lot of control over how you make it and what skills you pick and things like that. Then you've got your henchmen. You've got your couple of champions, and they're slightly less powerful, but they've still got a lot of options. And then you've got your thugs, your gang members. So you're right. They don't have the same kind of interesting special stuff the way that other house gangs do.
Yeah.
But they do. When you really look at their list, they do have a lot of very good generic options for equipment.
Yeah, I think that the strength is definitely that it's more Sandbox, but it doesn't have stuff like they don't have their own brute. They don't have their own, Stimmer style thing. They don't have their own, whatever, Noct Ghoul or Death Maiden or any of that sort of shit. It's a very small, basic list.
It's really designed around that leader being... Yeah. That leader's where you put all your, like, flavor and everything into it, and the rest of the gang is sort of like...
Yeah.
Just his crew, like Leedham was saying.
Yeah, so... Let's start with choosing the leader, because there's like 5 levels of shit to just choosing your leader. So... Number one is you have the choice of taking the leader as from the entry in the book, which is the Underhive, whatever it's called, Underhive
Outcast.
Outcast leader, who's 125 creds.
Mm-hmm.
However, that's not the only way that you can choose that. You can also choose to elevate any model, right, to an Outcast leader.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So anything that there's rules for in Necromunda, any kind of model from any of the gangs or any of the hangers-ons, it says like if you want to take a brute, you should talk to your GM, and I'd suggest not doing that at least for the first campaign that you play with new people, because they'll be like, "What the fuck?"
Well,
is this?
the other thing is you might have a character that you've had from a normal gang, and you really like them.
Yeah. So you want to say one of your gang members, like maybe Sean goes, "Oh, my Nakhtagul is going to be in charge of a new gang." Any of the special characters as well, which is interesting because that's a good way of getting like some crazy skills into the game. Like if you chose that sniper guy who has the magic needle sniper rifle as your leader, that'd be cool. Otherwise, any of the like all of the guild allies, or any of the other allies that you can take, the house allies, you can choose any of them with all of their options.
Yep.
And they become they become your leader of your gang, and then they also get access to any common shit,
Yeah. Well, we're going.
Well, this is the other mind-blowing thing, is that the equipment that character has become part of the gear list of your gang.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. In addition
So
to that,
when you go through special characters, if one of them's got like a magic sword or like some other, some crazy piece of equipment or something like that.
Say that magic needle sniper rifle that only that like jester guy has, whatever. The sniping jester. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
That would then become a special weapon choice for your gang.
Is it? Is that just for any?
Well,
for
it's
guys?
the basic stuff like carapace armor or bolt guns or
they become
whatever
common,
it is.
I think let's go through the list step at a time because it gets complicated.
That's the thing, because it's got like certain way. Okay, so those are the two choices so far. Choose any fucking thing you want in the game, and they obviously like gain a bunch of the leader skills and all that other shit. Or choose their thing. Is there other ways to choose a leader?
No.
Okay.
Not really. I think that's it.
That accounts for everything. To choose any fucking model in the game.
Yeah. So there's either choose from this variety here, or you can build an outcast gang around one of the delegations, and use all them, or you can do whatever you want and pick whichever model for your leader. But in that case, you won't get the rest of the stuff.
Oh wait. Oh, so the delegation one, yeah. So that allows you to choose any delegation. And you can buy the leader of that delegation becomes your leader, and then you can buy any of the other guys. I think only up to the amount that's in the delegation, right? You can't just buy any.
Yeah.
And then
I think you have to buy the other guys.
Yeah, right. Oh, I don't think you do.
If you're going to buy any of them, you have to buy all of them.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay.
Well, apart from you can just like get the leader.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. So say you want to play as the water delegation, or you want to play as the fucking meatworks dudes, or you want to play as fucking those new ones, even where it's just the two people, the Jaeger and the whatever shotgun chick and stuff.
There's no reels for them yet.
There's no price for them yet. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not. Yeah. There is prices for all of those things. So. They go through, they give you prices for all the different delegations and how much each of the models cost and all the shit that they've... does it say what shit they've got, or do you have to look that up somewhere else, maybe?
You have to look it up.
Oh, you have to look it up.
You buy separate books.
Just remember, though, and we looked at this up just before we started recording, that in the errata, if you go right down the bottom, there is prices for the Master Charlatan, the Rebel Lord, and the Mind Locked Weird, or Weird, that have been added in there. They haven't added some of the newer stuff because they haven't done an errata for a while. But yeah, there is rules for that Master Charlatan and shit. And the Master Charlatan is really crazy because Master Charlatan comes with a fucking falsehood, which would mean if you bought a Master Charlatan for 280 creds as your leader, then you could just take fucking common falsehoods on your gang, which is pretty fucking crazy scenario. Okay. So so those are the 3 ways, right? There's 3 ways.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's how you choose your leader. Now, if you've chosen that, say I've decided that I'm going to play I want to play a Goliath dude who's fallen from grace. I'm going to take my character Stimhound. I've bought him. Now there's a way to flavor the rest of the guys in your gang, which is by adding what are these things called?
Affiliations.
Yeah.
So this is the way that you get their gear that the characters have.
Yeah. And then after this is another thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So after this is another thing. So we've chosen leader, now we're going to choose our affiliation. So basically this will allow me, by choosing my affiliation here, I've got clan house. We'll go through all of these, but like say I want to ally my Stimhound dude's still going to go begging back to House Goliath for cash and shit like that and reinforcements, but I'm going to have just basically just scum. He's just started a new gang of non-clan Goliaths, and I've actually played this gang, and it was pretty interesting. So you take this clan house affiliation. This allows you choose the house, and then you can purchase weapons and war gear normally restricted to the house lists, including exotic beasts during game creation and during campaign play, and then you have the same alliance restrictions as like a normal Goliath house. And also I was rolling on the Goliath clan house favors as well, so I was able to, even though most of my gang started with the scum, which I was just using the chuds for, I was able to get free like VAT leavings and shit like that, so I was getting some free VAT burn every few games. So I slowly was able to like build up like a little crew of actual proper Goliath dudes using the chuds or whoever I was using as the scum. Definitely like, so I mean you can choose you get to choose any model. Some of these will sort of like help you shape it even more. There's a clanless one. So I think, what does a clanless one do? Does anyone?
Okay, so that you don't suffer any ill effects from being like, we often play a lot of polarized campaigns where it's like, say, law against criminals or heretics against the faithful and stuff like that. So the clanless means you don't get any penalties at any point. So for example, you don't have to worry about, say, having illegal items and things like that. You don't get additional options for purchasing weapons or war gear, and you can't form alliances. But on the other hand, you're not going to get hounded by the other side. You can be like so for example, if you just want to be an arms dealer, you could take clanless and sit between the loyalists and the heretics and like deal guns to each side.
Is that what you did? Is that what you did with your?
I've done it before. Yeah.
You did go with clanless.
Yeah. So
yeah, we should say, like, you've played a few Outcast games, haven't you, Leedham? And
I really enjoy it.
And you've played the one. Have you played more than one, Tim? Or just
no, I just played one just because it wasn't it wasn't Stimhound, it was the fucking man, my dual plasma pistol guy. And he, like, at the end of one campaign just went missing on his own, like chasing after it was after the Roadtown campaign. He went chasing after Basher into the waste, and just just ran into a bunch of chuds, and it was that campaign how we had to build shit.
Yeah.
So he was just basically just like getting the chuds to build him shanties and stuff like that while he took care of business. And then slowly I got like some cool Goliath free shit.
So one of the next ones you can pick is the merchant guild. So just like with the house affiliation, instead you pick a merchant guild affiliation. So, Guild a Coin or something like that. So you, in scenarios, you're considered to be in that guild, because there might be certain restrictions or things like that. You can purchase any weapons or war gear that members of that guild delegation are equipped with from the trading post. So if there's a delegation who got, I don't know, flamers or something like
Sling
that, then
guns.
that's on your list.
Yeah, so that's how you get that stuff. So you wouldn't actually need to take the charlatan to get all that stuff. You can just have well, sorry, this is jumping ahead a bit to the criminal organizations, but it's the same thing. So you could just have a
So you can just
an affiliation with them, and you get all their stuff. You don't have to have.
You can buy cult icons as well, which are good for that extra activation, and you can only enter into an alliance with that guild that you're sort of a franchise of.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to have a sort of a guy who's a secret agent for a guild who's like got to do some dirty tricks and hire some goons to do some nasty business, then it's a good way to simulate that. Then we got the criminal organization. So that once again, that works the same way. You pick a criminal organization, you're considered to be part of that type. You can purchase weapons and war gear that members of that criminal delegation might have. And once again, there can be some fun things in there. And you can only enter into alliance with that criminal organization. So, once again, you can sort of like some of those delegations have got really fun models, and it's you can kind of go, oh no, this guy's going to be my hero. He's got like a backstory and stuff. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
So and then we've got the next after that is the noble house. Once again, that works the same way. You pick a noble house, and there are quite a few of them, and they're quite well developed and pretty cool. Then you can purchase the war gear and weapons from those representatives that you would normally get given, and you can enter into an alliance with that house. So there's a lot of scope. There can be a lot of interesting stuff in those.
Yeah, the noble houses have got some pretty good stuff too. So
would this count for the Imperial House as well? Or?
Well, so the Imperial House is separate from the noble houses. So, and it's not listed there. So I don't know. Ask your friendly arbitrator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So yeah. So you've chosen your leader. You've chosen one of these affiliations. So already there's like 3 times 6 different options.
Mm-hmm.
Is it 6? Yeah.
Yep.
5 clanless through to noble house, and then you can start choosing a gang. But there's another thing after choosing a gang, which is archetypes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And now, so imagine you've got your leader, you've got your champion. Maybe you've got 3 champions. Oh, no, we should talk about just quickly about there is some rules for choosing their gang. So they do have a rule where you can have 1 champion for every 3 scum. So there is like a big restriction there. You can't just take you don't just have to have equal numbers basic guys and characters. You definitely have to take more scum than you have. Like you can't just get 50-50. Like you can with say a gang house. Like you could have a stimmer, a leader, and 2 champs, and then all you need is 4 other just big boys, and then you've got a gang. You can't it's way different. Now, so do you need to have a certain number of guys for the leader, or is it just champs? It's just champs and scum, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just that the champs to.
Yeah, so it's 3 scum. So for every 3 scum, you can have 1 champ. Now, however, how do you choose what fucking skills they have and all of that other shit, right?
Before you move on from that, I will point out they do have a different thing from most gangs that happens when the Underhive Outcast leader dies, because they are meant to be this awesome figure that all these followers are around. So normally you can just, if your leader dies, you just get whoever's the next best takes their place, right? But when an outcast leader dies, their gang disbands, which is pretty devastating. But there are some ways. So it says here, like, when this happens, a new Underhive Outcast gang will often form to fill the power vacuum.
Yeah.
And then to do that, you create a new gang from scratch, following all the normal rules. But your starting credits for the gang are 75% of your previous gang's wealth. So, yeah, essentially, if your leader dies, you're just starting a new gang with a
You just
random amount of credits.
choose a new character to be a leader. Choose any other model in the range. Yeah.
So your archetypes are your sort of your like a class, if you like. You got your brawler, gunslinger, survivor, mastermind, and weird. So, for example, the brawler's skills will be primaries will be brawn, ferocity, and leadership, and stuff like that. And this is really cool because if you pick a weird, that's your primary skill is leadership, and also you can take psychic powers as skills. So yeah, if you ever have a hankering to try out psychic powers in a controlled, deliberate way, it can be a really, really fun way of including them. And it can also be a way of, say, you ever went, what would Goliath Psychers be like? You could sort of do it. You could do it like that as well, where you could.
Yeah, like if you decide that your character has taken so much, what's spirit called
Ghast.
now? Yeah, Ghast. If your character's taken so much Ghast that you're just like, no, I just want to make him a fucking psycho. That's how you can do it, by taking the the weird fucking archetype. So, yeah, like Leedham said, there's the 5 different types of brawler, gunslinger, survivor, mastermind, and weird. And
now there's a new one. There's the mutant.
Oh, and the
they
mutant.
brought in that PDF.
True,
So
definitely.
that's a new archetype they've added.
Yeah, true. So, well, let's go through them. So, the brawler changes all of your skill sets. So, it's your leader and your champs, and also your specialists in your scum gang. Oh, that is a good point. Speaking of specialists, you don't start with a specialist. Like, none of your scum can be a specialist to begin with. That's just like another sort of slight nerf that these guys have. But as we said, the strength of these guys is like the insane diversity of shit they can take. So brawler makes agility secondary, combat secondary, but it makes brawn, leadership, and ferocity primary. So that's pretty good. Like getting ferocity and brawn, the all new redesigned brawn, all new brawn. That's definitely like something that you might want to take if you're looking at going into close combat. If you have a crazy close now, and this overrides if you choose any model. Does this override that model's skills choices?
So
it
depends. I think you can elect to take one of these or not.
Yeah. So if you take a special, if you take a character, you can change their skills, or you can like keep what they've got, depending on how you want it to work.
Yeah. So say if you wanted a Stimmer as your leader, and you particularly wanted access to the muscle skills, then you'd probably just keep his existing skill sets. But if you wanted to make him a psycho, then you would take one of the weird
because
ones.
some special characters have got multiple skills, and they could be quite generous.
Yeah.
So yeah, shop wisely.
All right. So I'm pretty sure I went with brawler on my Goliath gang, and then because that just allowed me to take ferocity, which is what I wanted for Goliaths. Gunslinger makes cunning secondary and savant secondary, but it makes agility and shooting and leadership primary. So that is pretty good. Agility and shooting are both very good skill tables. Being able to have both of those together, like, whoo boy, that's what the fuck. What would even have that? I was gonna say Orlocks, not those guys. They're not agile. Yeah, I didn't even know. Maybe
like fragile
combo.
Yeah, it's a good combo.
Good combo. Well, not even like Isha would have that, right? Like,
No, they don't have shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Mm.
I'm trying to think of anything that might have it. Maybe like a Nacht Ghoul. Oh no, Nacht Ghoul doesn't have shooting. Maybe the leader of the Goggle Boys, the Delac. Maybe
No, they don't. Delac don't have shooting.
Oh, they don't. Oh fuck.
No.
So that's so there you go. There you go. Check that out, guys. Gunslinger.
Well, I mean, yeah, they've got him as secondary, but.
So if you do want to make like an insane like dual pistoleering gang, that is pretty fucking sweet.
Yeah.
But also just like many different options there. Agility is an amazing skill set. Okay, so next one up is Survivor. Survivor has Brawn and Agility as secondary, and then Combat, Ferocity, and Leadership as primary. Now, having Combat and Ferocity as primary is pretty good. You usually only get Ferocity. You usually only get one of those. Like Combat has like a bunch of fucking really good skills. Going back for years. Like Step Aside is Combat, I believe.
Yep. I feel like there are some that have that combo. I feel Orlocks might have some of that.
Maybe it's the Chaos Cult guys, the corn dudes.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck they're called, Butchermen.
Mm.
Man, we haven't played in so long. I've forgotten some of the names. I almost forgot Delac before. I had to cover with Goggle Boys.
Goggles.
And they don't even all have goggles anymore.
Mm.
Combat and Ferocity together, really good. Yeah, I don't think there's any way of getting that with Goliath, but like if you had a Goliath crossover team, that would be pretty good. If you wanted to make something like Pit Slaves, there's your fucking sweet like Pit Slave thing. Ferocity combined with Combat, like being able to have Nerves to Steel, so you can take a cool check knock to get pinned, and then a bunch of combat fucking skills. Would be really good. Really good way of showing pit fighters and things like that. And then you've also secondary agility and secondary brawn. Now that you can just straight up buy secondary for 12 points or something now?
Yeah.
Now you
12
can
XP.
Yep, now you can straight up just buy secondary, being able to just buy sprint for 12 XP on a fucking crazy psycho character later in a campaign. Could be fun as well. And like we said, Brawn has some crazy shit too. So saving up 12 points and just getting like a crazy Brawn skill out of nowhere could really like make your dude fucking crazy. That could be like really good for pit fighting as well.
Yeah.
Okay. And then next up is Mastermind. So Mastermind's secondary is shooting and agility. However, they have Cunning, Leadership, and Savant as primary. So Savant
very much Delac.
Savant and Cunning, yeah. Just being like super sneaky boys. Not having shooting in Savant like a Dirty Vansar. I don't know. The reason these are so good is because you can just these super help you like sort of theme whatever crazy fucking thing you want to run. Like I was literally just like, what would happen if one of my guys got lost and then raised a family of chards? You know, like fucking, and I could do it because I had these rules. Like it's fucking amazing. Just imagine like the fucking man has to like leave his chud cult out in the like factory shabs or whatever and just be like, I gotta go into town, just try not to destroy anything while I'm gone, don't make any bad choices. And he has to like go into town and like find the local headquarters for Goliath there and be like, can you relay a message up the tree? And they're like, you don't even have a gang, you're just fucking piece of shit. You know, he's got to do these like deals with these guys in town to get like a bit more favor. And then like, oh yeah, I heard the house is sending me some VAT leavings tomorrow. Can't wait. It's just like fucking really good. Like you can, there's so much fucking just crazy theme. So the mastermind. And
you can make a cool little team too. So you can go like, your leader is a sword, sword duelist. He's got a gunfighter body, and they're advised by this creepy witch who gives them like who's like their diviner and gives them secrets to use. So you can make these cool little groups of like leader and henchman, and then have your thugs as well. So you can have a lot of fun with like designing your own little very very customized game.
Yeah, 100%. So although like Mastermind having Savant and fucking Cunning as a primary, like, why would you want that? There's definitely trolling to be had there. Like Cunning is definitely pretty funny. There's a lot of good skills in there that allow you to just like, if you go prone, you can't be shot at long range, for example. So it's really good for snipers. A whole bunch of good skills. There's a whole bunch of crazy equipment you can use as well to just be
having Savant
boys.
would be a really good combo with that Underhive Trader because there's some really good trade enhancing skills in the Savant set.
Yeah, like a Mastermind Underhive Trader, like it's just perfect as well. And then
another thing too would be
hire
like
3 more traders and have like all of his traders trading shit.
Say if you want to do like trading Xenos items or using Xenos items, you'd want to take Savant more because there's more. Not only do you get sort of cash powers, but say you've got easier ammo checks and things like that from the Savant. So you might not want to be as accurate. You might not want shooting as your skill. You might want Savant because it's got different benefits that are. If you've got guns that aren't so reliable or you need a bit extra cash and stuff like that.
This is
perfect.
Be a better way. Yeah, well, this is perfect for the person who wants to run a campaign and be the arbitrator, and also wants to play a gang in the campaign as well at the same time. You just play this like it's literally street legal. So there's no fucking nerd down at some FPLG, whatever that term is. What is it? LGFP? What's it? Local gaming. What is that called? Local friendly gaming shop or something. LFG. Whatever they fucking. I always see people saying that. Some nerd down there can't deny you this. And so you're gonna have like a balanced gang because there's rules for it here. But you just make like I'm the guy. If you want to like swap weapons, like you have to show me, institute that the classic campaign thing where they have to roll for everything. Just changing just the trading bit for that point that dot point. So instead of doing trading the normal way, at the end of each session, we're all going to sit down and you guys get to roll and I'll tell you what it is and I'm the trader guy. So if you want to trade with another gang, you have to do it through me. And then I'm going to take like 5 credits for every sale or whatever.
And I'm going to remember that you just killed a bunch of my guys in that game. So.
Yeah, exactly. yeah. So it's, that's perfect. Like no one can stop you. And that's just a great template if you are DMing a campaign and you want to just run like you want to have some extra paperwork to do for some reason. It's perfect. Okay, cool. So especially like in like multiplayer games where your characters aren't necessarily going to be like getting shot at by every other gang, where they might be doing like narrative shit on the table, like handing things out or helping you move stuff and stuff like that. You still got guys that you can put on the table, deploy. You've got rules for them, and you're also, on top of that, you've got the whole trading aspect afterwards. So that's the last one is one that Leedham talked about before, the weird one, which makes cunning secondary, leadership primary. However, in addition, words can also choose weird powers in place of skills, and getting the non-sanctioned psycho special roll. So you can make like a weird gang basically by having your weird leader and some weird champions, and then you'd have to have some like scum obviously to like fill in the rest of the gang and so that you'd actually be able to have them. I guess if any of those scum level up and become a specialist,
then they can become a weird as well.
Yeah. Just like
and is this? It's so much fun. Like the weird with the psychic powers, it's a whole different game, and you could just do a campaign where it's just like different wizards fighting each other, and they've all got different disciplines because all the disciplines are good. They kick ass. So yeah, it's just another fun little bit to like stick into your game. Whether you go all in or just have an advisor that does it for you.
Mm. Yeah, so the Scum have the Underhive so these are actually Underhive Outcasts Hive Scum, which are the same price as normal Scum and same rules, but they've got a couple of extra rules, which is the Outcast Specialist rule, which is they can become specialists. It also says that a gang may not start with an Underhive Specialist, and you can take multiple equipment sets on them as well, which is kind of cool. And then they have their own Underhive Scum equipment list.
And
it's the same as the normal Scum.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then obviously, like, because you're a gang, like, you can give them different crazy shit from the rare trade table. So
yeah,
that's pretty good. And then we should cover the last one, which is a new one, which has come out in a Apocrypha Underhiver. Is that what it's called?
Mm.
Apocrypha Necromunda, which is called Mutant. This allows this gives you ferocity as a secondary, and then brawn and leadership as primary. In addition, mutants can also choose outcast mutations in place of skills.
Yeah.
Furthermore, if the leader of an Underhive Outcast gang has the mutant archetype, then outcast mutations will also be available to Underhive Outcast Hive Scum in their gang. So, and then mutant affiliations. Mutants are trusted even less than most Underhive Scum, being somewhere below outlaws but slightly above chaos worshippers. Agreed. Anything worse than a mutant is a chaos worshipper. In the eyes of the clan and noble houses, For this reason, an Underhive Outcast leader that takes the mutant archetype may only have the clanless affiliation. So you can only have the affiliation, and then this takes up of your thing, your fucking archetype.
And another
archetype.
great way to add in, like, not just, I mean, the mutant angle is pretty rad, but if you want to have, say, Xenos experiments, weird cybernetic constructs that have escaped from the upper hive, and have like weird, like bionic bits on them, or whatever you like, you can do it with this.
Yeah. Well, do you want to take us through the table real quick, Sean?
Sure. So they have. I'm just trying to figure out what the D66 is for. Is that when? Because you can just choose them.
I think it might be. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. I would say like there would be something might come out at some point, which
well, if it's skills, you can gamble skills, can't you? Where you pay cheaper but you get a lot.
Oh, okay. No, hey, this is it. So, yeah, you can have mutations as a primary skill set. So, when you purchase them with XP, when you choose the random one, you use the D66 to choose your random mutation. So that's when you...
Definitely, we've played something where when you got injured, you had to roll to see if you got a mutation as well. What was that?
Yeah, that's
in the...
That's...
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so this is a slightly different outcast mutation.
Yeah,
this is sort of more positive. Those ones were like injuries.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
It would be cool.
Yeah, those ones are sort of more specifically chaos mutations, whereas these can just be like, because you're drinking sump all day.
Yeah, these are just toxic Avenger style ones. There's no there's no chaos bullshit involved. It would be cool though to have ways of forcing mutations. Like if you fell into particular hazards, like fell into a bunch of drums off a building or something like that. You should roll a d6. On a 6, you have to roll an outcast mutation.
That's where the D66 is useful.
Yeah. So, do you want to read out the mutations rules? Because there's a bit there.
Yep.
There's a couple of bits there.
Okay, so we've got a Void Soul. The mutant is immune to the effects of psychic powers. That's for 15 credits.
Oh, no, I mean the bit above that, about how they're required.
All the way.
Yeah.
Okay. Exposure to the toxic depths of the Underhive or the radioactive badlands of the Ash Waste often warps the bodies of those that call them home. and they can be acquired in one of two ways. You can, if your Underhive Outcasts Hive Scum is in a gang. When adding an Underhive Outcast Hive Scum to a gang led by a mutant, they may have a single Outcast mutation purchased at the credit cost indicated in the table below. An Underhive Outcast Hive Scum may never have more than one Outcast mutation. Underhive Outcast leaders and Underhive Outcast champions with the mutant archetype treat Outcast mutations as a primary skill set. This means they can purchase them with XP and can choose one for free when added to the gang roster.
Okay, pause there. Imagine a water delegation, but toxic wastes got in their water and they've turned into a mutant gang. It's like, because you could take the, am I wrong? You could take the water delegation as your leaders. The leader becomes a mutant when you take this, and then you have the other dudes.
Yeah, and then I would allow it. I wonder if there's,
and then mutants just start following
when
around.
You take those delegations, they have to have an affiliation. Or do they?
Oh, you can't take a clan list.
I wonder if the affiliation thing locks you out.
I think you can change your skill sets.
You can, but I think it's the affiliation that might give you the limiting factor.
I remember
the delegation leader must be given an affiliation to match their delegation job. So if you can't do that,
can't do clan lists. Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh man, imagine how good that would be though. Like a mutated fucking whatever. Any of those like crazy like. Obviously, the easy one is the corpse harvesters,
so you can still take that fighter. That you can still do just the single model as the leader.
Oh yeah, just take the.
You make him a mutant, but you can't do the whole delegation of mutants.
Yeah. Oh man, that'd be so good. That's like there's so many crazy themes you can do, like just by comboing, just mutants comboed with all of those different things. Wow. Gene Stealer Curl over the top of it. Right. Okay, so in that case, yeah, okay, well, let's go through the mutations. Because they're all pretty good. Like, some of these, like, if you wanted to have a whole family where every single guy had eye stalks, that'd be cool. I mean,
some of them are pretty
the classic thing is to, like, mix and match and have as many different kinds of mutants as possible. However, I do like the whole, like, family of creepy dudes.
So for 20 creds, you get eye stalks. When you're in cover, ranged attacks against you suffer an additional -1 penalty. In addition, your vision arcs increase to 180 degrees.
Imagine how good that would be for just a sniper gang.
Now, what's interesting too is there used to be an item in Rogue Trader that was a cybernetic implant where they rip your eyes out and put all of these like special eyeball tentacles on your head. And in the Blackstone Fortress box, they actually have these like tech cultists who have those tendril sensor implants on their head. So you could have a cybernetic version of that as well as just doing some like
true, yeah, because there's a lot of people do like mixing in that, you know, the Skitarii and the other and shit like that. If you imagine these as techno traits. And then that would explain why they're clanless as well, because they're like techno heretics.
They could be escaped servitors or something, you know, like sentient servitors. And you could have like a blinded scholar, but he's got a servo skull coming out of on a tendril on his shoulder that looks around for him. So it can like peek up over stuff and see.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
He can't. So you could do some crazy.
Having a servo skull that is connected to you via a wire is different from having a separate servo skull that's flying around on its own, and it's basically the same as having eye stalks. All right, well,
you don't have to deal with Bluetooth.
We jumped past the first one. The first result there, we were very excited. What's the first one?
Void Soul. That's one I read out before.
Oh, where you become soulless.
Where you're immune to the effects of psychic powers.
Oh, right. Okay, sorry. I thought we jumped over that. So that's obviously like making like pariahs. And then, imagine a whole pariah gang. Haha, fuck you, psycho boys. That'd be pretty good.
Well,
that's actually a really good idea when Steve's rocking around with pyromancy.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be my new gang. Every time. Just fucking, especially in Mod Heimunda. I'm just going to have to make a whole Void Soul warband because I hate that fucking flame spell. I hate Blaze. It's actually Blaze that I hate the most.
Alright, so then after the Ice Dogs, we've got extra appendages. The mutant increases their attack's characteristic by 1. In addition, they may use up to 3 weapons with the sidearm or melee trait at the same time.
20 credits.
That's cool.
Doesn't say it's extra arm. Doesn't say it's extra leg.
No.
Yep.
Just
Doesn't say it's
extra
not
appendage.
extra, fucking grabby claw or praying
So I think
mantis-
this
praying
might
mantis
this
arm.
might be one that I'd use in my aforementioned Skaven or Space Skaven gang to have like tail weapons.
Whoa! Oh yeah.
A tail holding a little auto pistol would be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Extra tail holding a sword for 3 parries,
Mm-hmm.
and then take the parry skill for 4 parries.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I'm the
You could,
That's
you
awesome.
could throw,
except,
you could
except
throw 3 thread needle bottles with that.
except Sean, you have to fight a fucking Noctgul who's hitting on 2+, and then you go re-roll, and then they just re-roll all 2+. But I guess like
not if I'm controlling the knuckle.
yeah, that's true. Then you roll 4 ones, yeah.
Yeah.
But with those new rules where you are neg 1 to hit if you don't see the enemy before you charge them, that 2+ goes to a 3+ at least, a 3+ to a 4+. If you can parry those 4+, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
4 parries, bro. 4 parry rat.
Mm.
So the next one is Horrific Appearance. This fighter gains the Fearsome skill. Furthermore, enemy fighters that start their activation within 3 inches of the mutant must make a nerve test. That's only 15 credits. That's pretty awesome.
There is a I think that there's a fearsome Vatborn,
Mm-hmm.
or is it the
And you
fearsome?
can get scarred too.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
maybe
one of the
that's-
scarrings.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
But yeah, for 15 credits, that seems pretty good for the fearsome skill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, forcing enemy within 3 inches to must make a nerve check. Furthermore, enemy fighters that start their activation within 3 inches of the mutant must make a nerve check. And that's a runaway check if they fail, right? They just fucking
Yeah. Which is bad.
That's pretty fucking insane.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Next
It's a good thing to put on your
is
lid.
Massive Claw.
Holy shit.
Massive Claws of your mutant's unarmed attacks are resolved at +1 strength with an armor penetration of -1 and the rending trait. That's 10 creds.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's what Basher needs to do. So he's like a Telekine, and he's got that special Goliath skill. So that means his strength attacks are at like strength 8, negative like 3 damage or something like that. But what he really needs is Massive Claws. Then his unarmed strikes would have 3 separate buffs on them. Rending, and armor penetration, and straight. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Next one.
Oh, so you can take it. So, well, think about that from like just a narrative point of view. If your character does get like some sort of insane toxic Avenger style event happen to them, or they just like fall down a drain and there's mutagen in there or something.
Mm-hmm.
Going through like these different mutations, you could just decide that you're gonna he's gonna leave his gang. He's just gonna join a coven of mutants, and he's gonna grow Massive Claws. And then I'm just gonna roll random. I'm gonna buy every single time I get a skill, like enough 6 XP. I'm gonna roll a random fucking mutation for him. You can just decide that, and you can have some crazed mutant fucking guy who just slowly goes insane.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
so good.
Next one. Needle Spines. Melee attacks against the mutant are made at -1 to hit. In addition, once per battle, the mutant may perform the free Fire Spines basic action. Fire Spines. All other fighters, both friend and foe, within 3 inches of this fighter suffer a Strength AP D1 hit with the Toxin trait. So
Holy
it
fuck.
doesn't need the D1. It's just a Toxin trait. But yes.
Oh my god, imagine. It's only a basic action too.
So you know what I think about
Move
this?
and do it.
And I just realized, so apart from the fact that -1 hit in close combat is really awesome, you know those times when there's a whole bunch of like people lying on the ground, like groaning and trying to get up?
Mm-hmm.
say someone drops a flamer or something like that, and you just sit in the middle and then shoot spines at all the people on the ground and just finish them off with toxin.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're gonna at least be taking a flesh wound.
Mm-hmm.
So
Pretty good.
yeah, just as a
That's fucking incredible. Imagine if you have any of those cards that allow you to do an extra activation or some way of slingshotting him forward with the Overseer skill. Like, everyone takes a toxin hit within 3 inches.
yeah.
Holy...
You could do a whole gang of porcupines and then have that
whole
happen
gangs like
non-stop.
that. Holy shit, they're just the worst cunts to fight.
Yeah.
There is a one of the leader profiles has movement 7, so that's already pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Just run up.
Oh,
Fine.
yeah, but imagine that on any model. Just like, I'm taking the jump pack fucking guy from Orlocks.
Yeah.
They always seem to move like 19 inches a turn. And just land down and just blow spines all over everyone.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's some insane X-File shit. Whoa, that's so fucking crazy. But yeah, I'm just imagining. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Imagine, like, just slowly everybody in the gang develops that. And you just can't get near them. Like, I'm a knocked ghoul, but so I can infiltrate next to you, and then also just blow spines out if there's a bunch of people.
Yeah.
And then when you try
If it was just -1 to hit in melee, that would be worth it. But,
yeah, exactly.
But that and like
having that option, yeah. Like, you're not going to always get it off, but like every now and then there's those games where like you just cram 5 guys into a corridor on either side, and you just get to that guy and you're like, oh, I could literally just move 4 inches here and catch every guy, like 5 guys in this corridor.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all hit as well, remember? So every single one of those dudes is getting pinned, and they're automatically hit. So just from the pinning, just imagine just automatically pinning everyone within 3 inches. It's worth it just for that, and then a toxic roll on top of that.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
'Cause that used to really frustrate when I used to play against
How much is
what was
that?
his name?
15 points. It's only 15 points.
Nick. I used to play against Nick. He would take like Ogren, and I would use Toxin on him. These guys, and they'd be like full health, and they'd just keel over if they got a bad roll. So yeah, like Toxin, brilliant.
Alright, next one. Scaly Skin. The mutant has the natural 4+ armor save, which cannot be improved by armor. That's 25 credits.
Oh, wait, hold on.
What?
On the needle spines,
Mm-hmm.
can you stack that with a chem synth?
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Because it's an action, not a weapon?
It's
Yeah. You...
It just says they suffer a hit. It doesn't say that they... I'd have to check what chem
you'd have
synths
to
are.
do some raw dogging.
That's some real rules lawyering bullshit to allow you to run that. That's some Steve level.
Well, the other question is, does the Escher Death Maidens re-rolling ones for toxins work on it?
Oh, yeah.
And can you put chemicals on it?
Oh, yeah.
What about like those
chemical needle spine?
tactics cards or hangers on who say let you add additional say shock to weapon attacks, for example? So you do like fire spines with electricity or rad or something. I don't know.
No, there's no roll, so a bunch of those things like shock and stuff wouldn't work. But yeah, that is fucking. I would say probably no, because it's an ability, not a weapon.
Yeah.
But like, fuck, man, that's got to be the most. That's fucking such a good thing. That's almost like if that was a psychic power, it'd be a double action, right?
Yeah, it probably would be.
And it'd be more than 15 points. Like, it's 35 points to be able to cast that as a spell. This just allows you to just do it. That's so crazy.
Yeah, I feel like one of the Delac powers is a double action to just pin everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this should be...
You're not making them toxic.
This should be like 35 at least, right? Like, surely.
But don't forget, you're a hated criminal that everyone wants to kill for a bounty, so swings and roundabouts.
Yeah, they want to like literally skin you and nail your skin to like the walls of their city. Yeah,
Complete with spines.
So
Alright.
4+ natural armor save for 25 creds. That's a good budget, low tech option.
Could not be
You
improved by
know,
armor. Do you think an armored undersuit improves it? Or is an armored undersuit itself armor? I don't think it is.
I think it's not armor,
Well, it
it's
can't be
equipment.
improved.
In this case, it's an over armor.
No, it
suit.
can't be improved by armor, so you couldn't wear, say, carapace and scaly skin.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that. I'm saying can
But I believe you could put armored under
oversuit.
because it's not armor, it's equipment that gives you
Yeah.
It's just a suit that you wear over your armor, so that your armor doesn't. Yeah, because if you're like a turtle man, you don't want to be like. Think about how much just sharp, jagged metal and shit there is in space. Like your shell would get all ripped up just by getting like fucking hacked into and stuff. Whereas if you're wearing like a armored under/oversuit that is just like tear proof, stab proof.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Mutant turtles get around in just like bandanas.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but they're not facing like fucking dudes with disintegration level weaponry like plasma cannons and las cannons and shit. Like Donatello would be like, "Oh, what am I gonna do? Maybe I'll start trying to build like a basic force field, and then poof, just gets drilled through with a mining laser."
Yeah, Raphael just attacking with sarcasm.
That's pretty powerful. That'd be like psychic power level.
Yeah.
Alright.
He is cool but crude.
That's true.
So that's 25 points for a 4+ armor save. Which
Yeah,
is
that's really good.
Carapace armor. Basic Carapace would be like, what, 40 creds? So that's very, very cheap.
Well, the closest, so you can just buy mesh armor and an armored undersuit for scum,
Oh, true. What's that?
but that's
35?
like 40 total, I think.
Oh, is it 13 and 30, 25 and 15? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Undersuit and mesh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to go. You don't have to do a roll for it either. You know, there's no mucking around. You could just get it with your guys, and if they're just henchmen, you don't care after that.
Well, that's what I mean. Like the Underhive scum can buy both of those things off their list. So
You could still use things like scrap shields and stuff to eke out a little extra bonus.
yeah,
We'll take needle spines for that -1 to hit in melee combat as well. Why not?
Yeah, that's all part of like your fun shopping experience. Because like scum are like not bad dudes. Like they're 4+ to hit, 4+ weapon skill. So there's lots of shit that is just trashier than them. With a las gun, they're hitting on 3s within 18 inches, and if they do an aim, they're hitting on 2s. So they're not fucking bad guys. And if they have something like eye stalks where they can be in cover, even light cover at -2 to hit, or in cover against them suffer an additional -1. So if they're in heavy cover, they're -3 to hit, and then they're hitting you back on 2+ within 18 inches. That's a good mutant. That's effective mutation. That's a good mutation. That's why your whole family's got eye stalks, because that's an effective mutation.
Yeah.
Like having some of these other ones, like having like a flipper on the back of your back. That gang's not getting anywhere. But yeah, some of these are fucking some of these are pretty fucking crazy. I mean,
The next one's tentacles. You can re-roll failed initiative tests to see if you fall from ledges and heights. And that's pretty good because a lot of us have had famous pratfalls. In addition, your unarmed attacks gain parry trait, and it's a bargain price of 10 creds.
That's good.
The 10
why
creds
not
to
have-
be more likely to not fall off of.
Tentacles and massive claws to have even better unarmed attacks.
Yeah, parry unarmed attacks. Pretty sweet.
unarmed attacks gain parry trait.
Oh,
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
interesting.
so you'd get to use that even if you're carrying weapons, right? Because it doesn't matter. I don't know. Like if you've just got the parry trait. How does that work?
Well,
if
you have to say that you're going to make at least one unarmed attack just so that you could
Yeah, I
use the
suppose
parry
so.
trait, and then the rest of your
Yeah.
attacks will be stabbing with a
Oh,
sword.
you
or
can't make
whatever.
just one unarmed attack.
Can't you?
You have to be. It has to be. You can't. Once you're using a melee weapon, you can't then put some attacks onto unarmed attacks.
So when do you declare that you're going to use which one? Because once they've charged you,
I guess once you decide that you
But they've
you're going
already
to parry,
so after
and
they
then
attack you.
after that you'd just be able
Oh,
to
then you have to use unarmed
do
attacks.
reaction
Oh,
attacks
yeah,
with-
so you have to use your... oh, right.
Yeah.
But you could do that.
So you declare that you're going to parry and you go, yep, I'm basically, I'm going to have to use basic attacks. Then you can have like a whole bunch of digi weapons as well, and you can use because you can use those.
I think some weapons like claws count as unarmed as well. I think there's some things that do that. I forget which. I think I looked at that a while back. So
wasn't there a major digi weapon? Did I just have a stroke or something, or have I got like what's that thing called? Mandela effect. Isn't there a?
Oh, that might be a artifact.
Did we cover that there?
Yeah, it's in the Spire black market.
Ah,
There's
okay,
that
right.
Mega
That's
digi
right.
weapons.
So you chuck those on, and then boom, extra attacks, extra unarmed bullshit.
Yeah. Okay. Toxic blood. When mutant suffers a wound, immediately take an initiative check for all other fighters within 1 inch. Those that fail tests suffer a D1 hit with toxin trait.
Oh, shit.
So yeah, you just bleed toxin on
So
everyone.
it's the same price as fire spines, but it only works within 1 inch, and you have to suffer wounds.
Yeah. Well, you do get to the fire spines is only once per game.
Is it?
Yeah, once per battle.
Oh, I see. Yeah. But that's like as a cheap throwaway item for say, any kind of,
Well, you're gonna end up
Displays
stacking
menus.
them on your leader and shit, right? Because your leader's definitely gonna get more and more mutated.
Just having combat zombies en masse who run at you with clubs, and as you're killing them, they just spit poison on you and you fall over and die.
Yeah. Toxic blood's like a classic fucking trope as well, like from Aliens, for example. So if you were trying to model like a crazy character, there you go. There it is. 15 points. Give toxic blood to a thing. Yeah, just like free toxin trait. Like, you're definitely going to take it, and if you're fighting more than one person, they're going to take it as well. It's pretty crazy.
Some gangs have got really bad initiative too.
Yeah.
So it's just going to suck for. I think Goliaths have got pretty crappy initiative, for example.
Yeah, so you want to make like some sacrificial dude that just has toxic blood, right? Like somehow, because there's no way to just get them on. You can't start with them, right, on the scum?
No, but you can on champions, and champions are not super fly.
Oh, doesn't it say you can?
Oh, yeah.
When adding Outcast hive scum to a gang led by a mutant, they may
Yeah, you
have
can
a
have it,
single
that's scum.
mutation. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Fuck. Holy shit.
Yeah. So you can have the
Oh, fuck.
toxic zombie gang.
Yeah, okay. Whoa. Well, no, like you want to have like 2 or 3 just like toxic blood, just throw it away, dude. So you just run for it with the express purpose of trying to get, because like people just have a couple of their guys next to each other, just run in and engage them both, and then it's like and they're like what, and then you swing a weapon and miss, and they're like, why did you come? And then pull out their fucking chain glaive or whatever, and just go like. And just sprays their blood all over them and just burns them to death.
Or these like mega death machine, like corpse grinders and Goliaths and stuff who just murder everything that touches them.
Yeah, stimmers.
Like, I want you to kill me.
Nice dual pulverizer stimmer build. You have 11 attacks, and they're like, ha ha ha. And then they just destroy you, and you're like, okay, cool. Well, now I roll a toxin attack against you and roll a out of action. And they're like, no! Yeah, so you want to have like a whole bunch of toxic blood guys, just like, and that's like totally. That could be a cyber augment as well, just like purposely having like chimical blood.
Yeah.
Just having a go with a bunch of just
blood
like
of Iron Man 3.
Yeah, or just having a go with a whole bunch of like. You could use that to model, like on a stimmer's back, how they've got all those tanks of drugs. Just use it to model that on like some kind of mutant with a ton of those like chemical implant things.
What was that assassin that
smash
has
and go
the
crazy.
blood that explodes when they die?
Eversaw.
Eversaw, yeah. Eversaw. Kind of.
Yeah, that's perfect thing to give an Eversaw. Perfect.
Next up's two heads. So the mutant does not suffer a penalty to hit when using Twin Gun's blazing rule. In addition, their vision arc is increased to 180 degrees. So it's another groovy. Also,
yeah,
it's 10 creds.
Free gunfighter.
Yeah. So
yeah, I would like it if it actually gave you gunfighter, because then you could shoot at 2 different targets, which would be good for the 2 heads.
So that's fairly straightforward. Next one is Vast Bulk.
Wait, hold on. Let's not go past that too fast.
Oh, okay. Whoa.
What is this, fast shot?
Yeah, what is this, fast shot? 180 degree fucking vision arc is amazing for those missions where you're getting stalked in the dark, like by Buffalo Bill. For spotting people. And there's some other. I'm sure there's another rule where like vision arc becomes pretty important. But yeah, being able to just like have a whole heap of gunfighter level guys with dual pistols from the start. I think that's pretty valuable. Being able to make this maybe a cybernetic version of that where they just have a little servo skull that's plugged into the side of their head, and the servo skull shoots one gun and they shoot the other gun.
The 2 auto pistols is pretty damn deadly.
Yeah, like 2 auto pistols with the 180 degree fire. And fucking no penalty for shooting both. I mean, you're rolling scatter anyway, so if anything is in range, you can basically place hits on it if it's close enough as well. Like, you can still throw those hits around across a unit. So imagine when you roll like 2 hits and 2 threes. It's like 6 hits on... If there's 3 guys next to each other, within 2 inches of each other, all taking 2 hits each, pretty crazy. So you want those guys in your second row. You want to send in your Toxin Blood guys first to engage their fucking meat axes and just kill them with acid. And then you send in these like pistol guys, and then while that's all happening, your Eye Stalk guys are just shooting away from heavy cover.
Save some a little bit of money up and get them rad phage rounds as well. So they're like doing this like massive blast with extra flesh wounds in the mix.
Well, you want your Eye Stalk guys. Eye Stalk guys is perfect for fucking having heavy weapons in cover. So you have your 3 mutant champions, and they all slowly upgrade to the most heaviest weapons possible with their Eye Stalks, just shooting from cover, being all creepy. And then under that is like all of the... And then the 3 different kinds of scum. The Toxic Blood throwaways, the dual auto pistol, fucking 2 heads, and the... Yeah, those guys. Is there any other... Oh, yeah, fuck, there's still more. Holy shit.
But wait, there's more.
Fuck, what's the next one? Fuck, thought we were at the end.
This will blow your mind. Vast Bulk. Mutant increases their wounds characteristic by 1 for 10 credits. So just take a gang where every single scummer has 2 wounds. Well, you know.
Can you have the same mutation more than once?
In a gang, yeah.
No, on the same guy. Could you just go Vast Bulk?
It's a skill. It's like a skill, isn't it?
Okay. Yeah. I don't know.
Can't just triple Vast Bulks on that guy.
Can't just pay 100 grades to get...
If you want to make like
extra 10 wins.
Yeah, dude, if you want to make like the craziest, bulkiest leader, you want to go get the rules for Goliath Forged Tyrant. And then have a look
and then make your skill set mutant.
Then have a look at all of the gene crafting. Because you can take 2 gene craftings, and some of them are fucking crazy already, adding bulk wounds and things. And then Harkonnen, turn him into a fucking Harkonnen guy with Vast Bulk on top of that. You could have like a 5 wound starting guy, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe even more. Because like remember like Yeah, one of the things that like Steve made one of his philosophies one campaign was just like more bulk is better. And it's because he could just suck a las cannon. He had like, if you have 4 or more wounds, you can just take a las cannon shot and just be like, suck my dick. Like, I don't care. So being able to chuck these mutes on top of like all of the fucking just crazy shit that gene crafting gives you, on top of like those, on top of like the Forge Tyrant like stat line. Oh, you could make a great big fucking mutant king. Holy fuck.
Well, then if you've got a mutant wizard as well, they can do better healing, for example, because if you're dealing with lots of your gang members that've got extra wounds, then you can just keep them topped up with the biomancy power.
Oh.
Like a lot of these mutations seem to really nicely overlap with each other.
Yeah.
All right.
Get some Medicaid dudes in there.
What's the last one?
Wing membranes. The mutant can leap distances up to their movement characteristic without making an initiative test, and never takes damage or becomes prone as a result of falling. 15 credits.
Brilliant.
That's pretty good.
So it's not like flight, but being able
in like Sector Mechanicus, and you just jump down from a high platform.
Yeah, being able to jump out and down as well, because you still move the distance and then you fall down. So if you do like a fucking 6-inch jump out a window, for true power jumps you want the sprint skill.
Because
that allows you to do a move and then a second move at double speed. So that means you can just do you do a move up within move 6 inches up to a ledge and then do a double move. It's not a double move, sorry. It's a single move at double speed.
Well, yeah, this would be just you can only leap the distance up to your movement characteristic. So it could be during your sprint, but you'd only be able to do the movement characteristic as part of the leap.
Okay. Oh yeah, up to the. Or does sprint say that you double your movement characteristic for the second move?
No, it's
not. Fuck, I need to check that. Maybe they've changed. Maybe they've errated that. I know, like at one point we figured that out. Like sprint was the way to do like a massive jump because the second move was a double. You doubled your movement or whatever the wording was.
All right, let me bring up the sprint.
Yeah, well, let's see what the latest version is too. They may have changed sprint too. That's the other thing.
Okay, so
we're checking in the Megatome. If you got the Megatome open,
I do have the Megatome. If this fighter makes 2 move simple actions when activated during a round, they can use the second to sprint. This lets them move at double their movement characteristic for the second move simple action. Yeah, so it doesn't double. They can move at double their movement characteristic, but it doesn't actually double their movement characteristic.
Damn. Oh, just need to stim slug and also take there's a Escher drug that gives you +2 movement just for the whole game, which is fucking crazy. Or spur will give you +2 movement. However, you got to take a toughness check, and the tougher you are, the easier it is to pass. So you basically just spur wears off usually really quickly because it's like if you're a toughness 4 dude, if you pass it, then it stops.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, just put it on toughness 3 dude.
But I'm just talking about for fly for being a super fast flyer. You're gonna need to increase your base movement skill so you can just glide. It's more like gliding. It's not flight because you can't fly up like you can with say like the spiker and shit like that. And it's not.
You could take a Van Sar with bionic legs, so that they move really far, and then give them like mutant wings.
What was the base skills that they got as well?
The mutants.
Yeah, brawn and brawn and leadership, and second is ferocity. Fuck, you can't get like clamber. I love clamber.
Well, you can
clamber plus
you
wing
can
membranes
spike
would be sweet.
it into the back of your head. Just shoot those skills up.
What do you think's better, having the wings so that you can always just glide down, but you have to model it, or I guess tentacles you also have to model, or having tentacles. Which one's tentacles is cheaper too.
No, I
Probably
do
the
like
wings.
sugar glider, like membranes between your
You want
arms.
glider man? Yeah, but how do you the problem is like
I guess the tentacles help you not fall down
yeah.
if you want to stay up there.
Yeah. Oh, I guess the wing membranes make you more maneuverable. I don't know. That one is the one that seems to me hardest to model, so I would just like not do that one. Just seems like a pain in the ass. But the sneaky ones, like being able to go like the eye stalks, especially, I really like that. I'm really a fan of the eye stalks, as anyone can tell. Imagine if you could model the dude so that he's got his eye stalks up, and then he's lifting his gun up and he's shooting at eye stalk level above his head, but like still towards where he's looking with his eye stalks. Oh, mamma mia, that'd look fucking so good.
That would be very good.
Shooting out of like a drain, like a city drain. Just shooting people's ankles out and shit. Yeah.
I keep thinking of a
What you should do,
gang.
I think what you want is a guy with eye stalks and scaly skin, and it's just a snail man.
Remember Ajax's character in D&D could retract into his shell when he played that
Yes.
fucking turtle man? Jesus.
That was great.
And we were always just trying to get him to retract into shell, and he would never do it. Like, retract into shell, retract into shell. Yeah, so, models are fucking sweet. Like, definitely, I think you need to have to model them. And like, some of them are easier to model than others. Obviously, toxic blood, you don't really need to model. You could model, like, if you wanted to, you could have, like, extra veins on the side of their necks or some shit. I don't know. But some of them, like, eye stalks, like, how the fuck do you model that? So, you know, if someone who does model that gets rewarded with a fucking awesome rule. I think, like, on the Beast Chaos Warriors of Chaos plastic dog set, whatever they're called. What are they called? Chaos Hounds?
Mm-hmm.
That has little eye stalks.
Does it?
Or are they little eye mouths?
Eye mouths.
They might be like stalks that stick out the side with mouths. I can't remember now. I've got some of them that I built as Radwolves, but I was just thinking that could be a way to get eye stalks, but now I'm thinking about it, they're probably way too big for like scum-sized guys. Guess you just do it with wire, right? Just get a piece of
It'd
wire.
be alright for a vast bulk guy.
Well, that's what you want as well. You want fast bulk, scaly
want all of
skin,
them, really.
scaly skin shell, and eye stalks. And then the weapon could be mounted on top of its shell.
Yes.
Well, it could be like a Oh no, you know what it is? It's like Blanchian. It's like got a snail shell, and it's got eye stalks coming up from underneath. But then, like, there's like a fucking on the front of the shell. There's like like a porthole thing, like on a 17th century battleship. It's like lifted up, and there's a gun coming out, like a plasma gun.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. So, holy shit. That's a very powerful tool, and they just gave that away for free. That whole mutants thing. So that basically allows you to make mutant gangs, which I really like. I've been using to make my Chud gang. I've been using the House of Chains book because that had cybersmithing, biosmithing. And I was able to make like some guys, and the whole idea is that they regenerate just like Chuds. They like just eat cannibal dudes, and they just regenerate, like eventually just like regrow, and they just keep trying to eat you and club you with like sticks and shit like that. I could possibly run them. I don't know if I would run them as the mutation gang though, because there's not really a regen one really, and they're definitely not vastly bulky. They're not really.
I think that's the
scaly,
thing
skinny.
a lot of that gene smithing stuff is actually better.
Well, it's so good because the gene smithing, there's just so many options, and just some of them Like you don't. Some of them like if you're playing a campaign are almost an auto include like just getting +1 movement on your leader, so he's movement 5 instead of 4 is just amazing. Why wouldn't you take that? Like on your leader, there's a fucking gene smithing where you can take just +1 on 2 separate stats.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you always take that in your leader? Like definitely you're always gonna take that. But there is like a ton of shit on there to make like super flavorful shit if you want to, including especially the what is it, Vatborn, the Unborn.
Yeah, where you can.
Oh yeah, Natborn, Vatborn, and Unborn. Yeah, the Unborn. Yeah, we can just choose any skill and it becomes their primary skill. So you can just model like any kind of fucking guy. That's really powerful as well. But yeah, this is definitely like. I think this is really good though. Like, just having the basically like adding all of this just straight onto, and not even having like a super shitty fucking, like the last time that we had something like this so they could model scavies, right? The basic scavvy list was like, oh yeah, you can have fucking slingshots, sharpened sticks. Your fucking characters might be able to take a blunderbuss or a harpoon gun. And then the rest of you just have like a broken shotgun. And like the old rules used to be if you rolled a 6 to hit, then you had to take a ammo check. Scavies, if they rolled a 6 or a 1, had to take an ammo check because their weapons were just shitty. So yeah, like being able to take like mutants, but with like a mutant with a plasma gun, for example. A scavvy would never be able to have a plasma gun. But you could have a guy with 2 heads and 2 plasma pistols, just shooting fucking fuck out of people. I'm fucking like, they're like, whoa, fuck, it's a scavvy, and he's like, no, I'm not a scavvy, I'm a mutant. I'm a fucking high tech mutant. It's pretty crazy. So I don't know. I like it. I think like if you want to make an actual scavvy gang though, you need to like restrict your shit to just shittier weapons, basicer weapons, maybe just shotties and reclaimed auto pistols and things like that, maybe.
Yeah.
But if you want to go fucking high tech mute, then this is definitely the thing for you. Like, because there's nothing stopping you from taking just even the most fucking craziest shit, like having like just like snail eyes and a fucking las cannon, just sitting in heavy cover, like neg 3 to hit. Just fucking blasting away. And then if he jams his weapon or whatever, then he uses his wing membranes to just make a swift escape. It would just be such a pain in the fucking ass to deal with. Especially like the toxin blood rush as well, like we were talking about. That would be pretty fucking good. Now, so let me ask you though: is there any other things that we can fucking like we're over an hour and a half, but is there any other things that we can cross the what is it called, the mutation, the outcast mutation archetype with? Like, it has to be a clanless affiliation.
Yeah, but you can take an elevated leader that's any model from the whole range. Or whatever you want.
Yeah, just changes archetype to mutant.
Yeah.
It's like mutating the fuck out of them, yeah. So you could take like that giant like 3-headed crocodile thing as a base.
Yeah.
And then equip it with weapons. Because it would have full access to like the trading posts and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
It's fucking crazy. All right. Well,
yeah,
so
the other thing too is that, like we've especially you've experimented with a lot of chaos cult gangs. This is another way to build a chaos cult or a xeno cult and then just have fun with it.
Putting chaos cult over the top of that would be fucking awesome.
No, I don't mean that so much as saying mutant gang. That's instead of you using the rules to say chaos helots or something like that, you just go, well, these mutant, this is another. Instead of them having like sacrifices and stuff, they just like roll around
Yeah.
in the radiation vats and get weird.
Well, fucking yeah, just being a fallen house alignment means they can take like illicit shit as well. So just crazy alien weapons.
Yeah.
So holy fuck, like, is there ways there to make something like I know Goliath is really good for making orcs, but is there a way to make like something like other alien like Xenos mercenaries?
You mean just in general with the Outcast gang?
Yeah, well, by using the Outcast mutations. And
Not
then,
really, because you're limited.
well, there's like a
to...
there's a Beastman guy, right? Like a Beastman character.
Yeah. But I mean, because you're limited to the clanless affiliation, and that's how you get access to all the war gear and stuff.
Yeah, but like, by being an Outcast thing means you could take like Xenos weaponry, so you can try and model like an Eldar by taking sling guns and an Eldar mutation, but obviously not that. But like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's right.
Like imagine making because you've got access to fucking any of those weapons, you could use Void Soul to make a pariah kill team, like a psychic pariah kill team, like Sisters of Silence, for example.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because we know at least one of the noble houses uses nulls in their teams. So, they send a psyker and a null together in a bonded pair. Like, there's all sorts of crazy combos you could do like that.
Oh yeah, your leader is that like soulless one. And then you just put the voids, but it's a mutant gang, and then you give everyone the void soul mutation, so they're all immune to psychic powers, and then they've all got like, they still got access to like all fucking good weaponry.
Yeah.
Give them all like the best armor you can and a great sword, and just run like Sisters of Silence style death cult people.
Well, the other thing you could do is, we know that there's like clan warriors, where like Imperial Guard would get these like regiments that get instead of cybernetics, they get implanted glands and biological implants. So you could do something like that, where you say have a veteran squad of Imperial Guard who've been like become gland warriors.
Oh yeah,
and now they've just been like dumped in the desert to die, and
they've all got toxic blood.
Yeah.
Oh, and you know what? Like, because they're gland warriors, they pick up extra. You could say that they pick up like the more exposed they are to the toxins and shit in the Underhive, the more like toxin based shit they have. So you start off with toxic blood, and then upgrade to the fire spines.
Yeah.
And then your third level choice might be like horrific appearance. Like, you just map it out which ones you're gonna have in advance. And then everyone sort of, as they level up, as they absorb more just toxic shit in the Underhive, they all mutate, but in the same fashion.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be fucking sweet. Yeah. Like,
the
final metamorphosis is like wing membranes. And then you can just keep playing those characters, this gang, like over and over until like one finally gets the final mutation.
It could be a good way to do like a Kroot gang, because there's like a Kroot gang for kill team that's pretty cool, and you can buy Kroot rifles from the training post.
Yeah,
because the point of their leader is that he tells them which victims to eat, to pick up which unit, because they gain genetic traits of the things that they eat. So he's the hunt master, guides the shaper guides them in what to eat. So you could have the shaper kind of going, yes, young ones, we need strong skin, eat these corpses,
Definitely like scaly skin, wing membranes.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe horrific appearance. Definitely imagine them mutating those on the fly.
Wait, yeah.
I think you don't have to take
a way to do it would be like,
and remember, you don't
pick one of these things after you've been fighting a particular gang and go, oh, we ate you and now we're
Oh yeah. And remember, you don't have to take them as well. Like, you can just mutate them to a certain base level, and then just take skills instead. Like, you can start with these,
Yeah.
You can buy them,
yeah.
and then your characters can because your basic fucking dudes aren't specialists, so they don't get to choose these until they roll like what, a double 1 or a double 6 or something.
Yeah.
So they won't get a mutation like that. But your main coterie of hopefully you'll have like a leader and 3 champions maybe, which means you'd have to have another 6. No wait, 9 basic mutants. But then you're gonna want to base mutate them all, so it's gonna like add up. You might have to start with like not much money or something, or not many weapons. Might have to start them with just basic shit. But your toxic blood one, maybe you're gonna like a toxic blood breed as well that you send in.
Well, I mean, the prices are on par with pretty cheap stuff. I mean, even a knife isn't, a combat knife's not that cheap, or a great cleaver or something like that. Like, these prices are pretty competitive.
Could you make a sloth by going whatever the biggest model is, giving it fast bulk, and then giving it maybe void soul or something like that, and a necrotic beamer? I'm a fucking sloth, bitch. Sloth gang. And then all the rest of the dudes are just mind-controlled fucking mooks.
Well, actually, one of those Xenos, what are they called? They've got the hemo gun. They're like cybernetic lizard radiation people who
the
mutate.
Rakghoul.
Rakghoul. So you could do a Rakghoul gang because there's like the Rakghoul guns. You could see they could just have all sorts of weird deformities and.
Scaly skin.
I really love the fluff and everything to the Xenarch, like the race Xenarch. Have you ever heard of those guys? The fluff is just amazing. I really love them fluff-wise. Do they have like a good weapon in the game?
Yeah, the Death Arc.
Death Arc, the best weapon in the game.
Oh, damn. Well, I really love them, as I stated just before. I really love the fluff for them.
Oh.
Imagine if I just had like 5 guys with them. That'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we don't know enough about the Xenarch to know whether they are more like tentacle guys or horrific appearance guys. Like, definitely, like, to make a sloth, I would go, like, whatever the... I guess, like, you'd want an ogre-sized guy, right? You want, like, the biggest... Probably...
Yeah,
you can still go Forge Lord, though.
Horrific appearance is a good one.
Yeah, horrific appearance on a Forge Lord. You're gonna get, like... And then you've got some gene crafting to make you really like. You could be strength 5. You could be like toughness 6, strength 5, toughness 6 maybe. With horrific appearance, and then you want to just try and get as many mutes up. Get up fucking void soul maybe. Get up vast bulk. I mean vast bulk's pretty good. And then get that necrotic beamer, and then just become like just terrifying Slothman. But yeah, something like your average, something like could you make? Oh no, you can't be a psyker as well, can you? Damn it.
Yeah, I think that's because that Hrud gang that I want to make.
Yeah, I was gonna say
psychic.
Yeah, chronomancy or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way. But I guess you just take like a full... You just use the weird archetype, right? And then take like full psychic guys. Give them all
you can have the... So your leader could be the mutant archetype, and then all your champions could be the weird to get the psychic powers. And then because your leader's the mutant, all your hive scum can have the mutations. So just have the champions doing the psychic powers.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah, all having chronomancy, because the chronomancy basic thing is really good, right? Like,
yeah, it's once per battle you get to do an extra action.
Yeah, an extra action. Yeah. Which is like perfect, and then give them some hard fusels. Yeah, you'd need to be a weird gang with the Fallen House archetype so that you have easy access to your illegal shit. And then you could... Yeah. Man,
lots of options.
Yeah, there's so many fucking options. And like, I was just thinking the other night, like, you know how we were talking about the Dominion campaign and how there's like the Dominion campaign and then the 10 different variant campaigns, and then the rules for perpetual campaigns. I didn't even think at the time, like, there's also like that. Aside from that, which is just in that book, there's also the Ash Waste campaign, the Uprising campaign, the campaign from this book, which is the Outcast campaign, and isn't there another one as well? The Law and Order campaign.
Law and Order one, yeah.
Law and Order campaign as well. So what's that, like 15 different types of campaign at the moment?
And then mix and match them.
And then and then now there's rules for vehicles. There's rules for sump vehicles, like sump boats, like 2 different levels of sump boatage.
Yep.
It's getting pretty good. Like, lots of stuff out there. There's rules for alien plants. There's rules for everything. Like, there's not everything. I won't say everything because there's no void combat yet. There's no Eye of Selene yet. We haven't seen that. I've heard that they're reluctant to do like full just like alien rules because they want to keep like Necromunda is meant to be the game of man-on-man combat.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. I wouldn't mind seeing a couple more like Dramatis Personae aliens.
Yeah,
I think that could be a good way to get them in, but not have them too dominant.
Well, these are the guys like Forge World's the dudes or other guys who can get in shit like that. Like, think about all of the crazy races. Like, we were just talking about the Ragdoll and all these guys. Like,
but they got all the weapons in there.
Yeah, mainstream Games Workshop is not doing that. 100%. They're not going to go and do Phral or Ragdoll or whatever the fuck, you know. Whereas Forge World could definitely do them as Dramatis Personae in some kind of, because maybe that's what's on the. Wow. I don't know. Obviously, we were wish listing, but I guess there'd be more aliens on the Eye of Selene, right?
Mm-hmm.
And probably custom Forge, custom Zone Mortalis tiles for Eye of Selene as well, right? Mm-hmm. Surely. That's just a guess. That's just
maybe like custom alien building rules.
Yeah. Build your own alien. Whoa.
Make your own. Mm.
In the meantime, you can use these mutes, I guess, the mutation rails. But
don't abhor the mutant.
But imagine, being able to build a whole bunch of shit from. Because remember, there's those. If you read what are they called? Dark Heresy books. Holy shit! There's so much good stuff in that. There's so many crazy alien races in there. Like, there's those guys that they don't hate the Imperium because of chaos. They just hate the eagle, and like when they kill Imperial people, they'll like deface any like eagles they find. They just have like a massive.
Just because it's evil, nothing personal. It's just your eagle.
Yeah, your eagle is evil tyrant in the galaxy. Because like mankind like fucked them over at some point. Tons of different crazy fucking races in there, as well as the ones that they talk about, and as well as the ones that they've mentioned like actually in the game. Like, I know some of these came from like that Inquisitor book. Yeah. But there's plenty of references to those plenty of references through these books and also the Horus Heresy books to the Dark Heresy books. So yeah, could be really good. Imagine like a rogue trader version of Necromunda, where it is all just aliens and punching fucking aliens in the face in a small scale, just like punching on with like Eldar gangs, punching on with like fucking Ragdoll or whatever. Enslavers. How would you make an enslaver? Probably use a psycho, right? Like, take like a
telepathy.
What's the most psychic thing? Is it a spiker? Is that the best psyker? It used to be, right? Like floating. Used to have 4 wounds and shit. It's only got 2 now.
Maybe. Probably. You know, there's that Dramatis Personae dude that's just like a floating blob guy. Just like a fleshy blob. He's strong psyker.
Spiker's intelligence is better though. Oh, sorry. Willpower is better, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
You want like the lowest willpower thing and then make it a psyker. Actually, no, you want to find like the most something that has some sort of special. Is there anything that makes you a better psyker? Like anything with some bullshit special rule, like some Dramatis Personae or something, and then take that as a base, and then mutate that.
Maybe there might be some Yeah, might be some Dramatis Personae that do that, or house agents, special
Yeah.
house agents.
Man, we're almost there though. The more crazy shit, the more crazy tables and mutations and things they make, the closer we get to just being able to make like the ultimate game.
D166 like follower tables where it's all the different races and levels.
Yeah.
And the gear.
Build a random Eldar.
Mm-hmm.
Build a random Fishman.
Mm.
Yeah, because, oh man, they'd have to have... Oh, yeah. They'd have to have full Piscan rules.
Mm.
Damn, there's so much good stuff. So, yeah, definitely... is there anything else to talk about that Outcast gang? Other than to say that there's so many different fucking crazy options. Like,
I think the only other thing worth mentioning is that they did release, or in the book they've got them as well, all the gang tactics, and they've got some pretty spicy game tactics with them that are pretty cool. Then a lot of them are based around like pretty cinematic stuff that you'd associate with having like a main hero that's leading a band of like low level dudes.
Whenever I toy around with mods, I find that the Outcast rules are a great foundation. But say for example, if you're looking at doing historical mods of Necromunda, as an example, like they're good because they're the sort of baseline humans, and then you can fiddle with them to get exactly what you want. So I think if you want to broaden your scope with I think they're great, but if you want to broaden your scope too, it's a really good foundation to do that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of different list hammering I've done for different Outcast gangs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think like if you really want to embrace like the classic campaign, I think like that needs one final tweak to make it like if you really want to make it like the 90s campaign, you basically need to get rid of all the special shit like stimmers, knuckles, chem women and stuff. Yeah, I would suggest if you really want to get that full 90s feel is everyone runs an Outcast gang.
Yeah.
Maybe you use your the leader like your leader has the actual stats of a Goliath leader. Van
I think you just force everyone to use the same
basic leader
on
the basic
Yeah.
You can okay if you want to go full bland, if you want to go full Sean mode and suck all the blandness, all of the adventure out of it.
You wanted original.
Okay, alright, yeah, full original bland mode. Yeah, everyone takes that leader, and then basically everyone's in exactly the same level. They've all got the same shit, and if you remember the original 90s, that's exactly what it was. And then you just agree to use just stuff off the rare trading table, like common stuff, instead of all the special fucking guns and stuff. But you all take like I would suggest you take a house affiliation, just so you can roll in the house table, house favors or something like that. And it doesn't even use house favors, does it?
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Give
so
you
you don't even need
that.
the affiliations, I guess, unless you really want to take like house related shit. Otherwise, you could all just go clanless. Really suck
I think
like
just
all
take
of
the
it.
affiliations just for theming, but I don't know that it would get you any benefits. But
Yeah, maybe just for gang tactics. Oh no, because there's no gang tactics. Oh
well, yeah,
man,
it doesn't
really
give you the gang tactics. Yeah,
Man, super bland. I do want to try it, but like, oh man, like with no gang tactics, no fucking. Yeah, but yeah. If you do want to play like a game that's way more like the 90s version, except it uses activations, and it actually works and it's actually really fun. Definitely try this. Like the old game where you just ran and just everyone shot and stuff was just like pretty fucking insane. All right, cool. Yeah, anything else to say? What about you, Leedham? Any final words on the Outlaw Gang? You've probably played them the most.
On first pass or with a very casual examination, you might think that they're underpowered and kind of suck, but they're really fun and they're very good. And Dom, quite competitive. So I think they're worth your time and patience to get to know them better. I think that the Book of Outcasts is one of the essentials.
Yeah, yeah. You can be used in so many different ways. There's so many different ways to model things up.
As you said before, the psychic powers alone are worth the price of admission.
And I mean, if they did, they could. There's nothing to say they don't drop more archetypes as well. Like they could drop one called Gene. They could drop one called Techno Monstrosity or something.
Well, that's what we did for a while.
You could make your own, like as an arbitrator.
Yeah. There you go. You can invent your own archetypes. Even more, just like throwback fucking people, like devolved people, where they're more like a cyber caveman. More like advanced people, like really like tall people, shit like that. There's all kinds of crazy shit.
Like if you want to have a fun game, go through all, like, get your big pile of books out and go through, look for all the dramatis personae in all the house books, all the other books, and think, if this guy was my leader and his gear became like the gear for my gang, how cool would that be? And there's so many there's so many
crazy options
that just give you crazy cool options.
There's crazy house agents. Like imagine having that
one of the things
Ajax fucking fuckface as your leader, this heavily armored maniac.
One of the things I've wanted to do is make a House Catalyst gang. They're the clown, the like carnival mask people.
Juggalo
mask house.
You can say clown people, it's fine.
So yeah, and like their delegation is pretty cool. And then you take their two bounty hunters, the Catalyst bounty hunters, dramatis personae as well, and just everyone Catalyst all the time. Because I think that's when you're going through the books, there's always going to be something that catches your eye and go, oh, that's a really cool concept. And now you can just build a whole gang out of that.
Yeah, you can go through and say, if my character was a, so like the Eisenhorn books, for example, how they have the guys that aren't full Inquisitors, but they're like the Inquisitor next down, like interrogators.
Yeah,
and like those dudes are allowed to just do whatever the fuck they want. Like they can take any kind of fucking crazy shit. So you could just go through all the different insane dramatis personae, like just what was that guy called? The Master Charlatan. That's a good place to start. Like a dude with a falsehood who just sneaks for fucking a couple of turns before attacking with like any kind of crazy fucking weapon he wants. And then that guy's an inquisitorial guy with a bunch of inquisitorial henchmen. Like, you've got those three characters that you can, if you have your 9 scum, 3 characters, and they can be like fucking pimped out with like heavy weapons and stuff, like, or any kind of like, one of them might be a death cult person, one of them might be like a, heavy weapons servitor looking guy. And then you've got a bunch of like scum with just like las guns and shit. Put shots down. Like you can model that and just go, here's my inquisitorial fucking kill team. It's like a fucking interrogator guy who works for an inquisitor who's somewhere else on the planet. Because there'd be tons of inquisitors like all the time. Remember, the planet's so big it took 2,000 years to gain central control. Imagine how fucking insane that is.
They must die all the time, right?
Yeah, there'd be a whole inquisitorial chamber just devoted to fucking just tracking down insane shit on Necromunda. Just think about, so in the last few thousand years they created Goliaths. Like they just fucking straight up created a whole new branch of people. Like the Inquisition. Imagine the Inquisition just being like, okay, I guess this is like that's allowed somehow. There's so much crazy shit going on, and the momentum of the world as well. There'd be Inquisitors just full time, like all kinds of, and then just think about all the spies and shit. And then how many fucking spies would be infested through like the Delac, like House Delac as well, just using them for intelligence. Like, and there'd be full like inquisitorial chambers just devoted to what the fuck are those giant psychic things in the center of the world? Like, what are these giant like fish fucking gods or whatever? Maybe all kinds of crazy crap, right? Like, it's an insanely huge setting. Like, anything's possible, and these rules just add more crazy shit. Remember there was like an Inquisitor guy who had like a mutant friend? Was it?
Yeah. Jacques Draco.
I think Ravana in one of the books before Ravana gets like burnt, like very badly burned. He has like a mutant friend. So your Inquisitors could have some mutants with them.
Yeah. Yeah, same with... Well, that was in the RPGs and stuff as well. And in the Inquisitor game.
Yeah.
Yeah, tons of options. We just need a techno one now, right? We've got mutants. We just need techno. Techno devolution or something. All right, cool. Any last things, Sean? Leedham, how do you say?
No, this has just like inspired me to actually put together some of the things I've had on the back burner concepts I want to do.
Oh, really? Is it more like Jester folk?
Yeah.
Dark clowning.
Yeah, we're gonna put some more pictures of your Jester themed assassins and shit up. Because they're pretty good. I like them.
Yeah. I do need to put a few more things on Instagram. I haven't been doing it for a while.
Yeah. Well, we haven't played much Necromunda, but once we get this next campaign going, I think it'll get more momentum up and have more things to take photos of. And like I was telling you guys before we started recording, I keep having to go further and further back in my phone to find like pictures for the Fast Shot episodes because I always put game pics up. So I've got to play some more games just so I've got more episode art. All right, cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks for listening. If you like the episodes or have any ideas for things you want us to cover, like if you'd like us to cover those like third-party books, for example, or if you have one and you want us to cover it and you like send it in for us to have a read through and sort of summarize it for people who only like to listen to shit, they don't like to look at stuff with their eyeballs.
Yeah.
They're using the eye stalks for something else. They can only...
We can also do like love line questions, but for Necromunda, so you could be like, my players have trouble dealing with this, or they want to have more of this. Can you help me? We'll help you.
Yeah. So write in, and then at the start of Fast Shots, if there's any mail, we'll do the mail. But we're not like... We do not want, though, where you send in a gang and go, tell me if this gang's any good. That's not... That's fucking bullshit. I'm not doing that. But if there's, like, something else, or if there's just, like, a book or something, or some part of the game that you think is worth us doing, like, an episode on, it's like, if you think we can talk about it for an hour, which I guarantee you we can. If you just give us one paragraph, we could probably spin that into an hour. But... any ideas, send them through ihavehorrorspodcast@gmail.com. ihavehorrorspodcast@gmail.com. If you've gotten this far through the episode, you're probably one of the 8 people who's likely to send an email. So send it now, ihavehorrorspodcast@gmail.com, and then we can have a read through them. Because we get tons of messages from people on Instagram saying, like, when's the next episode coming? Like, all the time. I just replied to a dude the other day, and I was like, well, aren't you lucky? There's, like, another episode tonight. If you want us to do that, like Leedham said, if you've got an unruly player, like
if you want us to think of like a backstory for your gang, if you want us to like pimp like bling out your gang, as in like kind of go, oh, you need more like of this sort of flavor in your gang, we can do that. If you just want pure like
no, we're not doing list.
We're not interested in that.
We're not doing list shit. Leedham can do his own companion episode where he reads like lists out and just like goes, oh well, you could save 3 points here. That sounds terrible.
I don't want to do points, but I mean like if you say, oh, is there a theme?
Oh, okay.
Is there a theme I could do and I'd be like, yeah, you're all.
I want questions.
Ways to find a theme. Yeah, ways to like capture a theme that you want.
Narrative coolness. We could do that.
I want questions like Necromunda Club's treasurer has embezzled all of them creds.
Mm-hmm.
What are we meant to do? The venue's kicking us out. Tell me what to do. I want questions like that too.
Which hanger-on is the hottest out of all the hangers-on?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a good question.
Mm.
All right, cool. Thanks, everyone.